Are we still in the big book?
Yeah.
We're in the 12 and 12? So I'm Randy. I'm an alcoholic.
Randy.
I'm very, very, very grateful to be here today. I missed the last 2 Saturdays, I think, right? Definitely last Saturday. Anyway, this was one of my favorite meetings, always. So the reason I'm here is 2 reasons. I'm alcoholic, which means my body has become allergic to alcohol, but I also have alcoholism. And alcoholism is a disease that centers in my mind, that talks to me in my own voice. It talks to me. It's an unsatisfiable, fault-finding, opinionated mind. This is just my opinion about what the disease is. It's not, it's, I mean, you can find it in bits and pieces throughout the book. The doctor says that we're restless, irritable, and discontent. As alcoholics with alcoholism, we're restless, irritable, and discontent until we take the first drink or eat the first meal that's off my plan, or smoke the first cigarette, or start the first hand of blackjack, or turn on the computer and find some porn. Whatever it is that is the thing that I use to treat my disease, I'm restless, irritable, and discontent. So I'm restless and I'm irritable, and discontent means unsatisfied. So I thought discontent meant unhappy, but it means unsatisfied. So it's actually there in the book. And I have to know that's why I'm here, because what's needed is, this is a spiritual program of recovery from the disease of alcoholism. If you don't want to drink today, or you don't want to eat wrong today, or you don't want to gamble today, or you don't want to look at porn today, you just don't do it. Sounds crazy, but if you don't want to get drunk today, right, you don't take the first drink. I mean, that's it. You don't take the first drink. But if you have a mind that talks to you like my mind talks to me, and starts finding fault with everything, and is unsatisfiable all the time, and is restless and needs something to distract itself from the pain of being me all the time, and listening to the way that I talk to myself all the time, then I'm going to need something to kill that pain. I'm going to need something to shut that voice up. And alcohol, for alcoholics with alcoholism, alcohol is the best over-the-counter treatment for alcoholism. Other people treat it differently, but it doesn't matter, because what I need to know is, do I have alcoholism? And I'm a big believer that the name alcoholism is a terrible name, because it immediately makes me think that all I have to do is stop drinking alcohol and my ism will go away. But that's not the truth. I stop drinking alcohol and my ism gets worse, because alcohol was the treatment for the ism. So to call the disease alcoholism is a little misleading. It's a little confusing. And it took me a long time being bludgeoned over the head that these steps are about having a spiritual awakening. They're not about stopping drinking, or stopping eating, or stopping porn, or stopping food, or stopping drug addiction. That's not what they're for. They're so that I could have a spiritual awakening, so that those things aren't necessary in the day that I'm in. And so we're in the 4th step. So the 4th step is that I'm going to make a searching and fearless moral inventory of myself. The reason I have to do that is because I have a lot of delusions and a lot of fears that run me as a human. And the delusions are the lies that I tell myself that I believe are true. So if I'm living my life based on some things that I made up, that I tell myself that's the way the world works, and they're wrong, there's a very good chance I'm going to constantly be in conflict with everyone and everything I come in contact with. And if I don't write that out and look at it in black and white on a piece of paper, I'm never going to be able to see my delusions, because I believe my delusions are true. And it's only when I see how I resent everybody and everything in my life based on my delusions, on the lies that I tell myself, When I can see that, then I could become entirely ready to have God remove this story that I've told myself that I believe is true. And so step 6 can only make sense if I look at it from the standpoint of what are these delusions? What are these fears that are driving me, that run my life, that cause me to constantly be in conflict with everyone and everything? And so this is a spiritual program of recovery. So we practice principles in this meeting right now. That's the other thing about this meeting. This is not a meeting to come and learn some stuff and go practice it later. This is it. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is it. This is the only moment that matters. If I'm not practicing prayer and meditation right now, I'm not ever practicing it. Because now is the only moment that I could be practicing it. Now. And if I could practice it right now and have an experience right now, there's a chance I might practice it now. But if I agree that prayer and meditation is a good thing and I'm going to try it later, later never comes. It never gets here. The last thing my disease wants to do is be treated. Because when the disease is treated, it's dead. There can be no ego and no ism in this moment right here, right now. There's none. There's just perfect, whole and complete release from every difficulty and every problem I've ever had. The ninth, one of the promises, my favorite promise, the greatest gift ever given to anybody by anybody, is the ability to intuitively know how to handle situations that used to baffle me. Imagine if you knew how to handle everything the moment you needed to handle it. You didn't have to carry around a notebook with the answers. What do you do when the light turns red and you start talking to yourself? What do I do when my wife says, how come you didn't do the dishes? The ninth step says that I am going to intuitively know how to handle everything. The minute I need the intuition, it's going to be there. That's what's being unfolded here. That's what's being given. Could you imagine having that? Having that as a way of life, where you just know the right answer in the moment that you need it, and you don't have to do anything to get it. It's already here. Everything you need to know, you already know. We're just trying to awaken it right now, right here in this room. Power, could you be with me? Could you help me? Could you open my mind? Could you help me be the person you want me to be today, right now? And when I start to live that, I start to have an experience. I get some peace. I get it right here, right now in this room. Nothing's changed. I don't have any more money in the bank than I did 2 minutes ago. But all of a sudden, I don't need any money. What am I going to do with money right now? Is anybody selling anything right now? I don't need any money. I don't need a girlfriend. I don't need a car. I don't need a place to live. I got everything I need is right here in this room for this moment right now. And if I look back at my life, I have always had everything that I needed in the moment that I needed it up until this moment. I never, ever once, ever had to worry, ever. That doesn't mean I didn't, and I don't. I still do. I see something and my mind says, ooh, you need that. And then I start worrying about how I'm going to get it, how I'm never going to get it, how I'm going to be so unhappy because I'm never going to have that. My life sucks and I should just kill myself. But I've always had everything that I needed in this moment, this one right now. This is the only moment there ever was, and this is the best moment there ever was because this is the one that I'm alive. This is the one I get to be here. This is the one I get to be right. I get to not be right, but I get to be right-minded. I get to be open. That thing that Roy read, every AA meeting is an assurance that God will restore me to sanity if I rightly relate myself to him. That's out of the book. This is the only moment I could rightly relate myself to it or her or whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter. But this is the only moment I could do that. And the meeting is here to remind me to do that. This meeting and every AA meeting. But how many AA meetings have I gone to? And they start reading how it works, and my mind tells me that's for the newcomer, and I start thinking about something, and the meeting's over, and I've been thinking about something. I didn't hear a word that was said. I laughed when they laughed. I clapped when they clapped. Other than that, I was not at the meeting. I didn't hear a word that was said. I drove all the way there because I was rightly relating myself to me and everything and everyone to me, not to my higher power. So, right here, right now, could you be with me? Could you help me? Could you help me see the truth about my resentments? That's a prayer from the book, but that's, God, please show me the truth about my resentments. So we're going to read some stuff out of the book. We read a paragraph or two, and then we share about that paragraph, experience, strength, and hope, of your own experience with that paragraph. And if you want to ask a question, you can ask your question. Thank you. Yeah, I think we're in the 12.